This episode of Philly Fame TV is sponsored by Top Dog Law. Now y'all already know who to call for any accidents or injury cases. If you want that top dollar, you better get at Top Dog. You can hit him up on Instagram at Top Dog Law or visit his website www.topdoglaw.com.
What's up, y'all? It's DS Boone, Philadelphia. Now you tuned in to Philly Fame TV. Let's get it.
Philly Fame. Philly Fame. Alright, DS Boone, what's up with you, good brother? First and foremost, man, how you feeling, man?
What's going on, bro? How you feeling, man?
Man, I can't forget. We live from one of your properties right now. I mean, you just gave me a nice little tour of this joint. I mean, it look crazy on the inside. Like, you forget what neighborhood you with. I mean, like, being in this joint, you don't know where you at. Like, it's a crazy little, I mean, so first and foremost, salute to you and everything you've been doing. I mean, all your progress and all that. You know, I've been following your page for a little minute now, like we was talking off camera. I mean, on your page, you obviously say, you know, you're 29-year-old real estate investor, you know, $7 million real estate portfolio. And I mean, so congrats to you on that. And
Appreciate it.
So, like I said, off top, you're from Philly, you're a Philly native and all that. So before we get into, you know, what you do and all that as far as the real estate, let's get in a little bit into your backstory. So what part of the city you're originally from?
So Glenn, so you know where Imhotep is, we like literally right around the corner from there.
Okay. Yeah. So that's pretty much where the you know, where y'all did the gas giveaway.
That's why I said in the post, like, that's the gas station. When I first got a car, that's the gas station I used to go to. And like that post, that caption I made, that was like real, because so a lot of people don't even know, if you got over $10 on your card, they'll let you swipe for $100. So I used to, if I ain't had no, like, you know, you check day. I used to work at McDonald's and stuff like that. You know, check day on, let's say Friday. You was Tuesday, you would swipe that thing so you got enough gas left for Friday until pay that. But that was it. I used to do that all the time at that same gas station, so it was dope going back there doing that.
Crazy. And for the people, let me just repeat. We had recently put a post on our page, you know, that I got from your page, where you pretty much was giving out free gas to people at the Speedway gas station that's in your neighborhood. I mean, so it was 50 plus people pulled up, I mean, came out, and they was able to get free gas in their car, I mean, so we put that post up, got a lot of feedback, a lot of comments, a lot of likes and all that. And while we on it, let's touch on this. I mean, because there was a couple people that was like, why they got the guns? Like, why they got the security guards with the ARs and all that? What was it? So just briefly, like, what was the purpose of having the security guards out there and all that?
They keep it a bang with you. Like, I ain't trying to get nipsy, like, no disrespect, but, you know, there's a lot of people. Somebody told me this not too long ago. They was like, every one person that, this dude I know he from out of town, and I went to one of his events, and he had like Secret Service there. I'm talking about like these dudes in suits, had the earpiece around their ear, like I'm talking about Secret Service. I said, dang, what's up with the Secret Service thing? Like, but this was a regular day, and he was like, remember, every one person that like you is two people that don't. So that kind of made me think like, dang. So I started moving a little different. I already had security at different places, different times, but something like that. Because a lot of times, like right now, this ain't PPP time, so people not sitting on money like they was before, and they thinking, oh, he had the gas station with 20,000 swiping. I mean, paying for gas cash. We was using a card, but people don't know that until after they try something. So you gotta be protective and have security and stuff like that. And now they see that, they're like, I don't even want to try it. It ain't even worth it.
All right. So now let's jump back. I mean, so West Oakland area, you come up. Let's describe, you know, your household, your upbringing and stuff like that. Give people a little bit of that backstory.
So, my mom and my dad, they've been split since, like, I don't know, since pretty much like everybody, I don't say everybody, but a lot of people's story. So, growing up, I had my mom and my pop, but I was going back and forth, like, since as far back as I can remember. And then high school, I went to MCS there in Boone Spring Garden.
You had any other siblings or just?
Yeah, I got a brother and I got a sister, and then I got two other sisters that my pop had, and then I had my mom adopted a kid too, so he lived with us. So we had a house full of people, and then my cousins, they always stayed with us, and then we always stayed with them. It's funny, my aunt, she worked overnight, my mom worked day, so they would stay with us during the day, and then we'd be over there overnight, swap back and forth. So I'm big on like family and everybody being a house full of people.
All right. Yeah. So, boy, you got high school. What high school you went to?
Yeah, MCS at Boone Spring Garden. And then after that, I went straight to college. But, like, that was, like, That was a bad move from the jump.
What college you went to?
On the Penn State Evanston.
Penn State.
Yeah, that was a bad move from the jump. I didn't have no scholarships. I had none of that stuff.
So there's like student loans and all that.
Yeah. So the thing about it is they had Penn State was $7,000 a semester. They gave me a loan, student loan, FAFSA and all that for $6,000. So I had to come out of pocket $1,000 every semester.
Damn.
Yeah, every semester I had to come out like 15. It was actually $1,500. And $5,500 they were covering. I had to come up with the other $1,500. My mom didn't have the money, so I would work and just piece together the rest of the money. And then, but the worst part about it is, I was up there and I had like a 0.8 GPA. So I was up there. I wasn't going to class. To keep it a being with you, I was doing everything I was up there I wasn't supposed to be doing. And like by third semester, they was like, all right, you keep getting D's. They kicked me out because they said they looked at my grades and it was like, yo, you're not fitting what we trying to show here at this school, so you got to go. But how they spun it was they sent something to FAFSA, and FAFSA charged back the tuition. Cause yeah,
what?
So FAFSA charged back the tuition. So basically FAFSA was like, so basically how they spun it was, you were supposed to get, let's say a D or higher, but I was getting all F's because I wasn't even going to class.
So by you not passing them classes, they
charged back the money. So it put me in a hole because now you got to pay $10,000, $15,000, whatever that math was, between them 2-3 semesters. And then now my mom didn't have the money. My pop, he didn't have the money. So, and I didn't have the money. So basically they put a charge on my credit. So I started out the gate fresh out of high school, by a year out of high school with a 500 credit score because I had a crazy collection on my. And it's one thing when you got a $500 collection. This was thousands of dollars in one collection. So it had my score of 500. So I was working at McDonald's and I worked at this retirement home. And then I just was trying to piece things together, put different moves together. And then that's when I said, look, listen, enough is enough. And I went to this class, and this class on how to get into real estate, basically. How to buy your first house to be an investor.
Was it like a mentor class, or was it like a real estate class?
It was just like a regular class, but the thing about me is, if I see somebody that knows something, I'm trying to tap in a little bit more. I don't want to be the person that everybody just in there, just sitting there, and they go home like nothing happened. I was like, look, I got to figure something out. So I went to talk to him on the side after the class over, and I just was talking to him, and then that's when he said, yo, like, you seem like you got something in you. So I'm like, all right, bro, but I'm like, no, he was like, yo, you should really, really give this a shot. And it's funny because sometimes you need somebody to say something like that to you. So he said that to me, and that was 2016. And then at 2016, the top of 2017, I gave real estate a full shot, and it's been, I'm talking about every year we've been making more money, doing more things, buying more houses. It's been up, like, thank God, but it's been on track since. He became my mentor, and that's when everything was right after that.
So you telling me you was able to build up the portfolio and all you got to be able to build up to a crib like this, starting in 2016, 2017?
Yeah, 2017 we got started, and it just was locked in. We've been locked, like, I'm talking about locked in. We've been locked. Like, we have a little bit of fun, but we serious a lot. Like, we locked in.
That's crazy. Yeah. So explain, like, what it was like getting when you got your first property and was able to flip it. I don't know if you grabbed it and flipped it. Like, what was the first transaction you did with the first property you got?
So the first crib I actually did something, like, actually made serious money on. It's different from the first crib. So the first crib, my grandmom had a house, right? And she was moving. This is something for everybody, because everybody, believe it or not, there's a lot of people that own houses that you don't dig. My grandmom owned this house, and I wanted it bad. And she was moving to Florida, but she quit her job, and she was moving to Florida. So she was like, I can't give you this house, but I can sell it to you. So I went and tried to get a loan. She was selling it for 12 grand. I was trying to get a loan back to back to back, and I couldn't get the loan. And then we basically worked out a payment plan. So she was like, all right, you pay me, I think I was paying $500 a month. It was something like that. It was $500 a month. And I was paying it every single month until I was able to, rack up the 12 grand. And then that's when I got the crib. But what I did was, because it was no real loan, it was all in-house. Once the house was paid off and it was fully in my name, I went to a lender, basically a bank, and I basically had them give me a real loan on top of the house. So now what they did was, they went ahead, the house was worth like $60,000. So I'm all in.
Worth 60,000, you got it for 12 grand.
Yeah.
So you already made the price. I mean, you're already up.
Exactly. So they gave me a loan for the 60, and then I basically took 40 and some change, and then updated the whole house, and I kept the change. But then what I did was I went ahead and got another loan on the house after it was fixed up. So I put a tenant in the house. I went and got another loan after it was fully fixed up. And then now the other loan was for 125.
So you got a double.
So then I paid off the first loan. That changed. I kept it. And then that's when I started getting into other
so you went up from there. That was your first.
We just kept going.
That's a crazy story. And like you said, that's something that's not like so far fetched. I mean, that's something that, you know, the average person, if they look into their family, they might got a family member who got a crib that might be down to sell it.
Like believe it or not, a lot of, like, and the thing is, a lot of people don't dig that a lot of these older homeowners, a lot of older people in their lives and their family own houses. They just might be sitting there, nobody paying attention to, right? So especially back in the day in Philly, people was getting these houses for $1. Like, she got that house for $2,000 back in 19 something. So for real, and she was renting it out for years, and then somebody moved
bought a crib for $2 grand.
She bought a house for $2,000, and then she was renting it out for I don't know how many years, and then different family members was living in the houses. So she had a come up for real. Probably not a $60,000 come up, but she showed me love. So now she still came up money because she been renting out for the years, and then sold it. I actually gave her $12,000.
She only bought it for $2.
She
came up the whole time.
She been coming. It's been a positive since day one.
It was all profits.
Yeah, but it's literally people in your family that probably got houses that, you know what I mean, like $10,000, $12,000, $15,000, $20,000 might be like not a whole lot, but to them it's like they got it for $1,000 back in 19 something. That's a flip. And like for her, she was moving down Florida for different reasons, so she needed a little bag to go there with, because she went down there with no job.
And you having, and not having all the cash at once. You was able to get on a payment plan to get it. So that's another hurdle for people that be like, damn, I don't got the bread to buy a house. You was able to work out a deal. Like, I ain't had the bread, so I just worked out a monthly plan, and paid it off like that. So,
and you know, older people, I'm saying, you know, older people, they like the lump sum, but you like some older people like that. Like, you know how some older people, they get like Social Security and retirement. It's like a mental thing. Like, I like having on the first. I got a bag coming. I don't want the whole thing at one time. I like doing the first of the month. I got my $1,000, my $500 this. So a lot of times you win because you talk to these homeowners, these older people, and they like, I got $500 for you every first. They like that better than giving them the whole $5,000, $10,000 at once, because they know that whole 10 might get burnt out. They might lose it. Oh, you gonna give me $5 for the next 2 years? Oh yeah, I take that. I like that because I know I'm looking forward to something.
So consistent money as opposed to getting a lump sum and blowing it.
Mm-hmm.
No, so that's something that's a little jewel for those who would apply to. Mm-hmm. So now let's get to all right. So you got now you rolling from there. So once you first started getting into the category where your portfolio worth $1 what was that like, coming from where you came from, starting at that level with your grandma crib to now you at this level? Like, what was that like?
The first moment it hit me when I was like, I was like, oh shoot, this working. So when you do, when you go to like a big bank and you do a refinance, they ask you to put your not profit loss. You gotta list all your assets. Now it's on the top of my head messing up, but they're gonna let you list all your assets. How many houses you got? How much are they worth? And how much you owe on them? And how much you rent coming in? I wrote down that crib. I wrote in another crib, and it hit me like, oh shoot, I filled in. Cause they give you like 4 lines, and it hit me. I filled up all 4 lines. That I needed more space. To the point I had to call the guy. I'm like, I don't got no more space. Like, you know, he like, yo, just fill up the 4. That's cool. And then when you write, okay, this house worth $200,000, but you owe $100 on it, so you net $100,000. This house worth $500,000, you wrote $200 on it, so then you net $300,000. And then when you look at the net number, I'm like, oh shoot, like this over. If I sold all this, I got over $1 million coming in on one check. If I sold all this stuff, that's when it hit me like, oh shoot, we actually like, cause you know you keep your head down, you just rolling. But when you look down and stop for a second, like, oh shoot, like we actually like, cause right now I added up the other day, we got 18 houses, but they all like duplexes, triplexes, 4 units, so it's apartments at each one. So right now we got just under 40 apartments. And now, but like we really, to be honest with you, I got started in real estate in 2017 selling stuff, but I didn't really start buying until 2020. So all this happened in like the last 2-3 years. So that's when I was like, dang, all right, this is starting to work.
So you start quick. Dang, yeah. That's crazy for the for that short amount of time, because people have been doing this for a long time. They ain't never make it to that level. And then I mean, so then how old was you when you made it to that? Like how many years ago was that when you first realized the M?
I'm 29 now, like 27, 26.
So 26. A couple years ago, 3 years ago.
Yeah, 26. Yeah, 26, yeah.
So from that time, you was able to run it up to where you at now.
Yeah.
So explain that transition, going from just getting in it to there. All right, yeah. This, I mean, it seemed like it seemed like what they say. Like if you're able to make one, you can make two, you can make five, you can run it. I mean, so explain the mindset and all of that behind all of that. Like, cause you still fairly young doing this. Like,
yeah.
Go ahead, give them that.
It's really like just believing like, yo, this ain't, if I could do it one time, I could do it twice. And it's not even you believing that you could do it multiple times. Like, how can I do this faster? So now you go from buying one crib every year, every 6 months, to like, how can I buy one every month? So now, like, it's been times we might buy 2-3 cribs that week. So it's like, how can we speed it up? Not how can we do more, but how can we cut down the time? Like, all right, how can we do more than one house this month? And then that's when you really switch that mindset. Like, all right, boom. It's not about how many you do. It's about how fast you can get them done. So we need to start moving faster, because if you get them done fast, that means you can move on to the next one a little bit faster. So that's when it kind of hit me like, all right, that's the game plan. Like, we need to move fast, especially in these houses. Like how we get paid in these houses, we buy them, we fix them up, and then we sell them, or we put a loan out on them, we refinance. So if you taking 2 years to do this, you ain't getting no bag for 2 years. So the game plan is like, all right, how can I get in this house in less than 6 months, 3 months, 4 months, 2 months? So like, it's been times we might do a house and 3 months later we got a check for like 150,000. We going in and out of them kind of fast. And there's times where we had houses where we might be 6-7 months in, but the key is if you're doing more than one at the same time, something coming in eventually, and then eventually when that 7-month house come in, that's another check. So you just want to make it where you got something coming in all the time.
Got you. Now let's get a little bit into some of the real estate headaches, or the downsides of real estate, if you will. So like, you see a lot of people getting a lot of success in real estate. That's one of the main sources of people generating wealth in America. I mean, a lot of people generate wealth through real estate. But also a lot of people fail trying to get into it too, and try to do it. So like, explain some of the things that's the downside of it, doing it, or some of the things that people encounter and why they fail at real estate.
Trying to get a. You can cuss on this, John, right?
Yeah.
Trying to get a fucked up house too soon, like too fucked up. Like, I seen people get cribs that it ain't got no back wall on it. It ain't got no roof on top. And they're like, yo, man, they selling this for 15,000, 10,000. I'm gonna just grab it. And I'm not against that, but if you don't know what you're doing, like, this construction stuff ain't, especially in Philly, is no joke. Like, I go into places like Virginia where they literally just put in the boxes and they call it a day. But in Philly, we got brick, we got all different types of things that's not cheap. So you get a house here, bro, they selling me this house for $10,000. Yeah, but it costs $200,000 to fix it up. Where your two coming from? Yeah, you got the 10, but what about the 200,000? So the biggest mistake I see people do is they get into the most fucked up houses too soon. Like, build yourself up to that. Like I told you, the first crib, my grandma's I did, I only needed like 40,000, 50,000 to fix it up. That's not a lot. Like, it's a lot, but it's not a lot at the same. To do a whole house top to bottom, because the house was small. It was 2 bedrooms. So now if you understand how to do the smaller houses first, it's the same thing when you get to the bigger ones. So the biggest thing I see people mess up is they get into, like, they buy the cheapest houses, but don't realize those are the ones that cost the most to get fixed up. And now you ever see somebody fix up a house and then they can't fix it up no more midway through the whole thing? They're like, yo, bro, you still working house? Yeah, it's been 2 years. I ran out of money. I ran out of money. Dang, bro, you like, what's up with that crib? I know you was framing it out. What happened? I ran out of money. Dang, bro, yo, you told me that you had a crib coming up for rent. Yo, what's up with that, John? We ain't even put the cabinets in. What happened? I ran out of money. That's the biggest thing I see people having all the time. They try to get too big too fast, and you can make good money with small cribs.
Right. So, oh yeah, let's touch on one part of the original question, the headaches. What's some of the headaches or some of the stuff you encounter that's like frustrating in doing this, if anything? I mean,
Mm, um, there's two. The beginning and the middle. The beginning, a lot of houses I deal with is I bought all my cribs in the hood. So like all my houses in 19132, 19121, Strawberry Mansion, like Strawberry Mansion going into Brewtown and like Broad area. So like some of these homeowners, they be smokers, they be crackheads, they be like people on all types of BS. So like one time I had to hawk this dude down just to buy his house. Like sometimes that's the headache because you dealing with people that like they really need the money bad, so they do all types of crafty stuff. They don't tell you about little things that's going on with the house. They don't tell you that, oh, my sister is part owner too. You don't find that out until like a couple weeks into the process. Like little stuff like that get a little annoying because it's like, yo, bro, I'm serious, and you over here trying to do all this finagle and crafty stuff, and you not telling. Like you'd have told me that your sister was on it to begin with. We could have worked that out early on, and I could have got on that a little faster. But they be trying to just finesse. And then the middle part is when you got contractors, probably when you doing construction, you babysitting grown men. That's like the easiest way I can put it.
that's the main, not to cut you off, but that's like the main thing I heard when it comes to real estate, particularly in Philly, is the contractor situation.
Yeah.
They say a lot of people say they get robbed by the contractors. It's hard to find good contractors. Like, you know what I mean? But, like, so elaborate a little bit more on that, because I like the main thing I be hearing. But
So thank God, it's a little bit. I know it's thank God. I ain't gonna change it like that. But also me too. How I move. I've never been burnt before. Like a day in my life. Some dude tried to burn me. Some dude tried to burn me, and it didn't work out for him. So I had so one thing, you never give nobody no money all the way up front. A lot of people dude charge you $5,000 to do this. They give you the whole you get them the whole 5,000. What you think they gonna do? They gone. Like it's not coming. They not coming back. So what I do is I get them $1,000. I pay them in thirds. So if something costs $3,000, I'm gonna give you $1,000 now. And when the job halfway done, I give you the other grand. When the job all the way done, I give you the other $1,000. So if they try to go ahead and if they try to go ahead and run off on you, and you do it that way, they did more work than they got paid for it. Because you think about it, if you gave them $1,000 for labor and you only give them $1,000, they did half the work.
right.
You really burnt them for real. So now they gotta stay. So a lot of people, they give them too much money up front. So that's really the biggest. That's how you not get burnt. Just don't give them too much money. And if they say they can't work like that, then honestly, real professional companies, like don't say it like this, but like the white companies, they pay in thirds. Anytime I deal with like I don't say a legit company, but like a big time company, they want their payment in thirds. It's only small time contracts, which I don't have no problem with. I work with a lot of. I'm a small business too, but those only companies that want half up front or all the money up front. Like, bro, if you can't move like that, then we probably can't do business for real. Because I'm not giving you all the money up front. It ain't happening. I gotta find the next person.
So that's another little jewel. I mean, for real estate people, I mean, pay them in thirds and never give them all the bread up front. Mm-hmm. Absolutely not. And try to avoid having to do half and half. I mean, right. So while we on that note for us giving jewels, I want you to give a jewel, speak to the youth or the people in the city in particular, not just specifically about real estate, but the mentality, the discipline, and everything that it takes for you to get to the level you at. You can apply that to different fields. I don't necessarily have to be real estate. It take a certain level of hustle, discipline, motivation, tenacity. It take all of that to be successful in anything. So just speak from a person that's from Uptown, that's from Philly, that's from the same environments as everybody else. Like you can relate to the same things that everybody else out here going through the struggle. Like, what could you share with some of the people that's watching? I mean, that could kind of help them get started on the path to running their bag up in whatever way they see they want to do it.
Probably like two things. One, like fun comes after. I think if you keep that, you ain't never gonna lose. Like, yo, I gotta get this work done first. We party afterwards. I gotta get this work done first. We go out afterwards. I gotta get this work done first. We go to happy hour afterwards. If you just keep that, you ain't never gonna lose because you never gonna blow the bag before it comes. A lot of people, I'm gonna party first and I'm gonna make the bread back. No, we gonna go ahead and make the bag first and then we gonna go ahead and then we gonna spend after the fact. So you never gonna be behind the 8 ball if you keep that mindset. That's me. Like, I'm to the point where if something ain't clicked this today, click this week. Like, anytime somebody call me, my homies, cousins, family, yo, you want to go out this Saturday? They call me on Monday. I gotta see how. Call me on Saturday morning. Like, we get enough work done and we make enough money this week, then we can go out. But right now, I can't think about that right now. So a lot of people think about the weekend before they even wake up Monday morning. So you didn't even figure out how much money you made, what moves you did, you finish anything. So that's the number one thing. And then two, which is probably the biggest thing, is just don't take no for an answer. Like, I'm talking about not just somebody telling you no, but like yourself saying no. So like, times get hard. Like, even with this, times may get hard. You might have told yourself mentally, like, man, no, shut this joint down. This ain't working. If you go against that, you never gonna lose because you're gonna keep going. How many times houses is just like, I'm trying to sell it or I'm trying to get a loan or something happened and it was like, no. Put it like this. With my grandma's, I tried with 3 different banks to get a loan for $12,000 and they all said no. And then I was just like, I kept calling around, going different banks, getting personal loans. I was even trying to finagle money, do different type of things. And that's when I came to her. I was like, yo, can I give you like $2,000 right now? And then we work out.
You didn't give up. Like, you could have choked and like, man, I ain't got the bread, so fuck it, I ain't gonna get the house.
Imagine if I'd have said no. If I'd just
your whole life could have been different. Like,
yeah, and she had another move with the house because it wasn't like she really didn't want to give it to me. It was like she was moving out of state and she didn't have no money. Like, they did something crazy where they went ahead. My grandpa went and bought a house down in Florida, and they put their whole savings to put that house down. So they was going. It was probably not a smart move.
So they just took a gamble, pretty much.
Yeah, they took everything to go down there with. So it was like on the type of time like
she couldn't afford to give it away.
She told me straight up. She's like, yo, I really love you, but we're making a move right now. So that was that. But imagine if I would have just said like, yo, Mama, I couldn't get the loan. It's just chalk. Like, she was gonna make the move regardless. She was just gonna make the move somewhere else. And then even like, I was just about to say that. I was literally about to say that, bro. Even with my license, when I first got started, like I was telling you, my 2017, I was selling houses first. Right. I was a real estate agent, and I failed my test 9 times. I passed on the 10th time. But the thing is, you gotta pay $54 every time you take the test. So you already in $500.
So you said you failed 9 times, bro?
Yeah, I failed
9 times.
Failed 9 times. I was going back to back every time. So you take the test, you fail it, and you gotta wait a week or 2 weeks before you can pass it to schedule again. So that means I was taking every 3 weeks. I would wait the week or 2 week buffer time, and then the 3rd week I would go ahead and take it again. So I was going back to back.
Every time.
I was already at $500 something.
Fail.
Bro,
so did you just put it in your mind like, I would just do it until I pass it, no matter how many times, or was it a number like, bro, if I fail this 10th time, I'm done? Like,
bro, if I would have failed it 30 times, I would have went 31.
You would.
So it's in my mind, like, you called me today and was like, yo, like right now I'm about to go out of town. So that's why I told you, like, I can make something work today. Right, and you would have said, yo, something happened today. I'm like, all right, well, what's, like, you free in another hour? What do you got to do from now to midnight? Because we're going to squeeze this in. I ain't trying to hear it ain't going, because I'm going out of town unless you flying out there with me, but we getting this done. Right. So that's just me. It's going to happen. Like, I don't really believe in none of that no stuff at all.
Right. So on that note, I mean, let's touch on, some of the things you have to offer for the people, for those who tapped in, who tuned in, who interested, because you also do coaching, mentorships and all of that. So for the people that's tuned in, that's watching, go plug your information, let them know what you got going on, and you know how they can be a part of it.
Yeah, dope. So my Instagram is DSBOONE, DS Boone. We have a lot of free classes, so you click the link in my bio. We do a free class pretty much every Sunday. Every Sunday is just because I get so many DMs of people asking questions. That's how actually I got to the coaching. I was just sharing my real estate journey. People just was asking me questions all the time, and I went and did like a little. I think this was before live. I just put up, was it Zoom? Whatever I did, I just had a time where everybody could get on and just ask questions, and it went kind of crazy. And then we just kept rolling it from there, and it just built up. But every Sunday, click the link in my bio. We have free classes, and then also we have another thing coming up where we're doing 5 days. So basically, you get to be with me and my other 2 business partners. They do real estate and credit and funding. So you need like $10,000 on a credit card, $50,000 on a credit card, money like that. We help you with that, so that way you can buy the houses, no money out of pocket. So we doing a class from Monday through Friday. So you're gonna get on a Zoom with us for 2 hours every single day, Monday through Friday. It's a full week. It's like it's an accelerator college class, but you're gonna leave out of there with at least $50,000 in credit, and then at least you're gonna know how to buy your first house. So, and the thing about it is only $300. So we trying to give you a whole lot of stuff. But for me, it's like, dang, somebody might come out of this and buy a house. I can sleep good at night. Somebody called me and said, yeah, I was on your class, and I just made 50 grand off your class. Like, I don't want no points off of that. It's just like, that's hot for you to do that.
All right. And I want you to end on this note. We can close out with this one, because like I mentioned to you off camera, like I've been following you, and I see that you separate yourself, in your own way from the other guys. So you got traction, you got following, you doing your thing with it. Mm-hmm. And like I told you, like there's a lot of people doing this, real competitive. There's coaches and all types of people, real estate people popping up every day. Mm-hmm. So what's something that make you, give you the success or separate you from the, like what would make people, gravitate towards you as opposed to some of the other people that's out here? Not saying they don't gravitate to them, but how you was able to build the following and the rapport, and how you carrying it, like how you was able to do that.
People don't care. Like, I legit care about every single person that come through, and we try to help them win. A lot of people just try to get a quick check and call it a day. There's a lot of stuff that be, surfacing the internet about people like, oh, I can't get back with them, I haven't heard from them, or, they didn't really help me. For me, we actually, care. Like, even when we was doing the gas thing, I hand pumped everybody tank.
Oh, you did? I didn't even know that part.
Yeah, no, we stood at the tank and I hand pumped. Me and my 2 homies, we hand pumped every single tank that came through there. And then there was a line around the block. We literally had 50 cars wrapped around Godfrey going around the Broad. It was wrapped around. While it was an issue at one of the pumps, and the pump attendant, the gas station boy, had to come and fix it. Whatever happened, I went in and I got one of the security guards. I went to every single car and shook every single person's hand in that whole line and just said, what's up? Like, not selling them nothing, not giving. I just said, what's up? What's your name? I appreciate you. Like, people not doing that type of stuff. And then we got free networking events come, food, drinks, everything included. I pay for everything. So that's the difference. People not, and I'm not selling nothing at none of those things. It's just like, yo, I know what it is not to have no college degree, no corporate background. No, my last job was $10 an hour. So I know it's hard. So I'm trying to figure out a way to help people get on, because somebody gave me, I went to a class, somebody gave me some game, and I took it so I could be that for somebody else.
Early. All right, man. Is there anything else you do want to touch on, let people know before we get up out of there? Anything else you ain't get a chance to, speak on?
One, I like what you doing, for sure. I've been seeing your page, and you see people page and post up, but after we talk, I really scroll through the whole joint, like post by post by post, and I just was watching you join. Like, I really like what you got going on, because there's a lot of pages that post like all negative stuff, like right. You posting like positive things, funny things, and just showing Philly in a different light, rather than just the negative stuff that we see, and then even when people looked at my stuff and saw the guns, they like a couple people was looking at it as a negative thing, and I appreciate, and it shows a lot for what I do, because people was commenting on there defending me. Yo, bro, like, we need him. He don't need to get popped at the gas station trying to give out gas, so he needs to have security. So, that just goes to show you that a lot of people looking at the negative, but people like me and you, especially you with a media platform, are showing that, there's more things out here than just the negative, and you putting it out there. So, and whether we believe it or not, the biggest thing on this planet is media, because that's the news, that's TV. Like, people go buy water at the supermarket because somebody on the news said buy water. Right. We go ahead and go ahead and start stocking up on food because somebody on news said go stock on food.
Right.
Somebody said you need to go ahead and leave your house and go to a bunker because somebody on the news said the world coming to an end. Like it's media. That's what you are. So you the voice for a lot of people. So I like the fact that you utilize it in a good way, man. I like that.
Appreciate that, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Can't end on no better note than that, man. We out of here. F.A.M.E TV, DS Boone. Make sure y'all check him out. And we signing out, man. Catch him on the next episode, in the near future. Give a little update once he level up, because obviously he's going to go to another level, you know what I mean? And then we'll bring him back on again. So in the meantime, between time, stay tuned, stay updated. Check out his free classes and all that, free networking events coming up. F.A.M.E TV, we out of here.
Let's get it.